All right, DC, should be interesting to see how it goes for him here tonight. I know you, as a high-level wrestler and Olympian yourself, are always curious to see guys who wrestled collegiately on this level now apply their trade in the UFC.
You know, you look at this guy and you think about his past. You think about his background, how he has been trained from his youth to be here. Even though he understood he wanted to be a mixed martial artist, his dad knew that he had to wrestle. And that wrestle took him through college, and it leads him to the UFC. That is why you see him approach fights in the way that he does. It's been embedded in this kid. And if he can continue to evolve his entire mixed martial arts game to match his wrestling level, he's hell on wheels. He's shown that to this point.
And one thing he has focused on is being more active when he does get the fight to the ground. So perhaps we'll see an uptick in the ground and pound here tonight as this high-level wrestler gets back to work. The UFC Hall of Famer Khabib Nurmagomedov getting back on the proving ground here tonight. And a new look corner, is that Hasbulla there?
Yeah, I mean, Hasbulla is in the corner with Khabib. Khabib loves him. He's always talking about him. He spends time with him. But the one thing is, while Hasbulla is there, Khabib Nurmagomedov's approach will not change. This guy is an absolute grinder, man. He is just a dog. He will go forward, get in your face, hit him. You will not deter Khabib Nurmagomedov from accomplishing the ultimate goal, and that's keeping that 0 on the right side of his record.
And if you're Javier Mendez, you just got to make sure that you let Hasbulla get in there between rounds. Little guy's got a lot to say. Khabib Nurmagomedov ready to engage in another high-profile matchup here tonight. Till the tape for this, our main event of the evening. Now for the official introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is the former UFC Light Heavyweight Champion and the member of the UFC Hall of Fame, the People's Champ, Tito Ortiz! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC Lightweight Champion and the member of the UFC Hall of Fame, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov!
And there's Herb Dean, who will handle the action inside the octagon. Dateline, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the fight capital of the world with respect to anywhere else you want to go. If I'm a fighter, if I'm an athlete in combat sports, this is where I want to compete.
You want to fight in Vegas, and now this beautiful T-Mobile Arena is the backdrop of tonight's great UFC event. It's beautiful kick lands.
Oh, big elbow. Oh, and now the underhook, DC.
He's got the underhook, he's got the far side post. If you're the opponent, you have got to get out of here.
Oh, and he hip tosses him to the mat. Now we'll see what he can do from here, DC.
Right into side control. He's going to try to control him, then find a submission.
Lands with the ground and pound here. Well, he's no stranger to being in this position. Strong work from the top here by Nurmagomedov. Man, another one lands. He's trying to pound his opponent's head through the canvas.
Let's go. Get him off.
Well, not a guy you want on top of you. Ground and pound strikes piling up here. Good work by Nurmagomedov. Oh, he's got the knee on the belly. Could be trouble defensively.
He needs to shove the knees. Get his opponent's knee off of his belly so he can get to his feet.
And very effective with the ground and pound.
Side control, work
Khabib's trying for a submission here.
Got that submission locked up very tight.
Oh, so how about that? The offensive fighter bails on the submission now.
Very smart. You got to keep position over submission. Oh, he got to the spot.
Three minutes in our opening round. Tito's in half guard. Fighter trying to pass here, ooh, but gets denied.
Gets denied. Great job, great recognition of seeing what your opponent was trying to do. Oh, nice headlock.
Oh, that guillotine is officially tight. Oh, he escapes.
He got out. I mean, wow, that is great submission defense.
Landing strikes nicely here from top position. Oh, his ground and pound is on full display here tonight. All right, so he can't get it here. Again, good awareness by the defensive fighter. All right, dominant position here. He's got the full mount. A lot of different ways he can go here. Maybe try to find an arm bar or just get the ground and pound.
He can attack submissions, but those submissions will present themselves once he is landing that brutal ground and pound he is known for. Because then his opponent will start to get a little bit desperate to get out from under him, which will then in turn leave arms dangling, or he'll turn to his knees and get choked out.
Khabib's back inside control here.
There it is, now he's on the mount. Beautiful transition.
All right, so you gotta be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. Working in half guard here, making these shots count. Good, solid strike on the ground.
Great submission defense. Another strike gets through from the top position.
Man, how fun is this to watch as he continues to dole out damage with the ground and pound?
Take it back to the days of guys like Mark Coleman, just beating people up in the ground and pound. This guy is a throwback fighter. It's very fun to watch.
Yeah, the Godfather would be proud. 45 seconds to go here in round one. Seconds now to go in the opening round.
I need you to get back to guard for me. Move your hips.
Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by Nurmagomedov.
Great defense by this fighter.
Ortiz is in half guard now. Another ground and pound strike lands. Khabib's back in full mount. Horn sounds for the end of round one.
Great work. You won that last round. This round, we want to keep mixing things up. Use your punches, use your knees, use your kicks. I want to see you work that good.
All right, that's the end of the round as we show you some of the highlights over those 5 minutes. Really a clinic when it comes to the ground and pound.
Yeah, man, this is what you're taught. When you're learning to become a ground and pound fighter, you want to do it exactly like he did. Gain posture, have height, control hands and wrists. Land strikes, don't throw too many, throw just enough, control, throw again, control. He did it perfect.
Ready.
Here we are, early round two. All right, here we go with our next round. And DC, you've spoken a lot about ground and pound skills and how it's a little bit of a lost art in modern day mixed martial arts. Certainly not for this one.
No, and he does it in the old school way, right? Nowadays, you push a guy to the side of the octagon and use it as a barrier to get up.
Right.
Not with this guy. He stuffs your head in the corner, he gains his posture, and he just starts dropping hammers until eventually you're going to turn to your knees. He'll take your neck and choke you, or he'll just put you back down. It's crazy to watch him dictate his opponent's actions with his power from this position. Not many guys guys who generate that type of power, you got to go back to guys like Mark Munoz. They used to call him the...
Oh, he's setting up for a submission now. Looks like a pretty good attempt here. Oh, he's out. The fight's going to continue.
Oh, my goodness. I thought it was over. I thought this fight was over.
Well, he's in a compromising spot here, DC. You got to figure out a way to get back to your feet.
You need to work. I'll stand this up. Let's work.
All right, it's a good ground and pound by him here, certainly staying busy, and not just busy, but effective.
You can just throw punches to keep the referee off of you. This guy is throwing punches to be effective, to throw damaging strikes. He's doing a fantastic job.
Just over 3 minutes to go. This is some exhausting work, man.
I mean, it is so tiring to be fighting in.
Tito's going for a choke. Ooh, this could be it. That thing is tight.
That arm triangle is deep.
Oh, favoring position over submission.
Very smart decision. You never want to value the submission over keeping dominant position.
Ortiz is right back to the full mount here.
Now he's got a good body position, yup.
If you're the bottom fighter, DC, what do?
You got to move, you got to shrimp, you got to get off on a hip to try to move your opponent off of you or pull him down to close the space.
Working out of the half guard here. Well, he's staying pretty effective here, fighting off of his back. Nice strike landed there by the bottom by Nurmagomedov. Oh, you gotta love the ground and pound strikes here. Man, he's killing it on the ground. Another strike gets through.
Oh, nice elbow. Nice.
Side control now, and certainly I would think more offensive options for the bottom fighter than in the half guard.
Absolutely more offensive options, because now you can just start to get away. You can just go to a wrestler stand-up. Get to your knees, post your hands. Don't allow him to get his hooks in, right? Really be aware of the hooks. But get to your hands, stand up, fight the hands, break away and escape. But it's so much more free-flowing than a half guard in the side control, because all you need to do is just get the opponent's body up, because his legs are just free to move. His legs are not controlling anything. His legs are just free, so you have more freedom to use yours. Oh, good defense, yes.
Tito's in half guard.
Oh, right into mount.
Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Ortiz.
Another one. I mean, he cannot miss from the top position. Yes, smart adjustment, yep.
All right, side control now, DC. You know he's in his element on the ground. A lot of tricks up his sleeve.
A lot of tricks.
All right, north-south position now, DC. We'll see how he chooses to advance from here. Oh, nice combination of ground and pound here by Tito. Oh, huge pop from the crowd as the fighters get back up to their feet. I mean, you and I love a good grappling match, but these fighters came to see nothing.
Yeah, the fans came to see knock each other out, and that's what they're going to get. All the grappling was beautiful to watch, John, but ultimately, it is the striking that people show up for.
Everything on the ground, he was taken down again. Position was no submission. Remember that.
All right, so there's the end of the round. The storyline over those previous 5 minutes. Volume takedowns, offensive wrestling.
Yeah, this is an exhausting type of fight. Not only for the offensive fighter, but also for the opponent. Always being under attack, always being defensive, always reacting starts to really wear at your gas tank. It's interesting to see who is more fresh going into the next round.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway. Well, you start to really worry about the wrestling, and there's that left hand from Khabib.
Underrated. I mean, it's a very underrated part of his game, his ability to stand and strike with anybody in the UFC. He closes the distance beautifully. He's got a single collar tie.
Nice uppercut. Takedown defense is there.
Oh, my God.
Hip tosses him down. Now we'll see if he can advance position.
I mean, right into side control.
Oh, he's got the Kimura locked in. Oh, gives up on the submission now.
Well, he had it tight, John, but then he decided to keep the dominant position by giving it up. Getting the mount here.
Use your hips to get back to guard.
He's got to be careful here.
Good work from the top here by Nurmagomedov. Another ground and pound strike gets home. Postures up and lands a brutal strike to the head.
Not being just offensive, but offensive off of his back. Great punch lands.
Oh, look out, folks. That is tight.
It looks like it's getting going.
Also, how about that position over submission as he bails on the sub?
I think that's a great job. You've got to make sure you don't end up in a worse position because you're trying to score a submission.
These are big shots, and they're not glancing blows. When he's throwing, he is landing so clean that his head is thudding off the mat.
That was nice.
Nurmagomedov ground and pound from half guard now.
Nice shots landing from the top position.
Again, not much defense there. Another ground strike gets through. Nurmagomedov's looking for an armbar here. He is no one-trick pony.
He's got it isolated.
Transition to the belly down armbar now. Oh, he's out.
Notice how his opponent circled back off to his right. Back towards the side that his opponent was on, got his hips all the way across to release the pressure off of his arm. Beautiful submission defense.
Hard ground and pound. Some swelling now starting to appear. Under 2 minutes now to go in our third round. Making all these shots count. Right inside his opponent's guard here, DC. You don't want to play around here too long.
No, you got to either have 2 hands in or 2 hands out. Our guys start to attack triangles. Good job being a threat off your back and not allowing your opponent to get comfortable.
All right, so a grueling battle on the ground, and no surprise, the crowd pops in appreciation as the fighters work their way back to the feet.
This is an educated crowd, J.A. They appreciate high-level grappling, and that's exactly what they got in that exchange.
And a nice job at least staying upright on that. Trying to inflict some damage. How about the accuracy right there? His opponent's wobble check.
He's hurt bad. He cannot take another shot like that. Oh, nice guillotine there.
And there's the tap. Coming up huge tonight.
That was devastating.
Wow, an unbelievable result here tonight by way of submission, and he bided his time there. He stayed patient, waited for an opening, and then when it was there, he certainly capitalized to get the tap here tonight. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
Just watch how slowly he approaches the submission, though. He never rushes. He takes his time, but it's his trickiness. It's his ability to trick people into going to the floor with him that puts them in danger and finishing fights.
All right, the official decision is in. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 5 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by tap out, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
All right, so a lot of fighters have suffered from a similar fate against Khabib Nurmagomedov.